Alfie. Alfie. Are you all right, love? Alfie, talk to me.
I'm all right. I just need to be on my own for a while.
Can I get you anything? Do you want a cup of tea?
No, I'm fine.
Just a half cup?
No. No. Thank you.
I'll put the kettle on. Alfie, there's a cup of tea here out waiting on you. Don't let it get cold.
Thanks, Hen.
Please don't stay locked in there too long, eh?
Boss? What are you doing here?
Here's your tea.
But you're...
Don't let it get cold.
Thank you. Here, I was at your funeral.
Oh, some team, eh? Could have won the league.
We should have won the league.
Oh, and is this the bullet with your name on it?
No. There's still 2 of those lodged in my back.
Your playing days are over then?
Well, you could say that.
Aye, you were a fine halfback. Shame only half your back's working now. No offence.
None taken, boss.
1st of July. It's that time of year again.
Aye.
When you need to be alone.
Aye.
Then why am I here?
I dinna ken. Maybe I'm ready to talk. See, Alice doesn't understand. Most folk dinna understand. You do. I ken you weren't there, but you do, hey? More than most.
And what about Ness and Crossan?
Oh, I still see them at Paddy's bar.
Thick as thieves you lot are.
We still are, boss, but it's different, eh? You're a comfort, I suppose.
Oh, am I now? Oh, wasn't that lovely? It wasn't like that when we first met. Alfie Briggs, John McCartney. I'm the manager of Heart and Midlothian.
Oh, I know who you are, Mr. McCartney. It's a pleasure, sir.
You had a fine game today. Incredibly composed. Very impressive for your first international.
Thank you, sir.
Remind me, who do you play for?
Scotland.
Your club team, son.
Oh, Clydebank Junior, sir.
Well, I'd like you to play for me. How would you like to play for the Hearts?
Well, I mean, that sounds...
I'd very much like you to sign for us.
Aye, right. Well, the thing is, I think I need to speak to...
Allow me to be blunt, Mr. Briggs. I've locked that dressing room door and I won't let you leave until we shake hands on a contract.
But we're already shaking hands.
Wonderful. Then it's settled.
Like I said, you're a comfort, eh? You're a ghost from the past that I didn't mind seeing. I didn't mind you popping in. Like the rest of the boys. There's room up here for them and all.
Aye, just big enough for a reunion.
Aye.
Oh, speaking of which.
Aye, we'll catch you up, boss.
Oh, don't take too long, Alfie. I can't start without you.
I'm not like this all the time, you know. I didn't normally lock myself in my living room and talk to ghosts. It's just, it's the 1st of July, yeah. But I think about the good times too. Oh aye, there were good times. I've stayed quiet about it for a long while now, but I think I'm ready. Let me tell you a story about the finest group of lads that I've ever known. The sacrifice and the bravery of these laddies can't be allowed to fade. I want to give my pals a voice. And for that voice to be heard, I need you. So, I'm going to take you back to the front. This is our story. I'm going to take you back to where it all first began. I'm sure I didn't have to introduce the old girl to anybody here, but I'm a great believer in formalities. This is Tynecastle, home of the hearts. Breathe in that malt-filled air. Beautiful. Here, what do you think of the new stand? It's no bad, eh? This is a feat of engineering, one of the best modern stands in Scotland. The rising public demand necessitated the construction, so we got the country's most notable stadium architect to design it, Archibald Leach. He'd already been commissioned to design Ibrox, Anfield, Goodison Park, Stamford Bridge, Villa Park, White Hart Lane. The list goes on. Esteemed company, indeed. When it was finished, it was the most advanced stand in Scotland. It did go over budget a wee bit. All right, it trebled in cost. We had to sell Percy Dawson to Blackburn Rovers for a British record transfer fee of, hold on the new, £2,500. Again, serious money, eh? I tell you what though, there's no sight like it. See, when you run out in the park and you see this place filled to the rafters, the adulation, the passion, the noise. Oh, a roaring sea of maroon. It wasn't quite finished in time for the start of the new season, but it was partially opened when Celtic came to visit on the 15th of August, 1914.
Tynecastle on a sunny, blustery day that marks the opening day of the 1914-15 season, where the Heart of Midlothian welcomed a strongly fancied Celtic team. Over 18,000 spectators are in attendance. The Celtic fans do their best to be heard, but are drowned out by the enthusiastic Heart supporters. Everybody blows his whistle, the Hearts kick off playing towards the Gorgie Road end. They are immediately pressed by the Parkhead side. Most observers tip for this season's title. The Celtic attack strongly, repelled by an adamant defence led by Archie Boyd. Strong tackling by the fullback Paddy Crossan there. Oh, and there's Mercer, the centre half, the rock of this team, galvanising his Hearts players. Oh, final block. Oh, but he's injured himself. Bravely is carrying on. Second half continues in the pattern of the first. Watty is playing his usual robust, sound game. Chance here. The ball falls to him. He scored! Excellent strike. 1-0 to the Heart of Midlothian. The Celtic looks stunned. Speedy and Wilson combine nicely on the left wing for Hearts as they have all game. Another chance. And Graces scores! 2-0. The fans of the Heart of Midlothian are singing lustily. The full-time whistle blows in the Heart. Defeated the reigning champion Celtic only by an exceptional exhibition of luck grit and determination has this victory been obtained by the Tynecastle Brigade. An excellent start to the new season.
Final score, Heart of Midlothian 2, Celtic 0.
Crowds of callous, thoughtless fools gather in their thousands to watch the awful farce of football. Has the country gone stark mad? Is the flag under whose folds we enjoy glorious British freedom of less importance now than a league flag or some other footballing trophy? The Scotsman.
Aye. Anyway, the 26th of August, 1914. Over 4,000 spectators witnessed the final of the Dunedin Cup competition between the Heart of Midlothian and the Hibernians at Tynecastle last night. From the opening, the Hibernians were hopelessly outclassed. Within 15 minutes of kickoff, Hearts had scored 3 goals, Graham, Gracie and Malcolm being the successful marksmen. They maintained this lead until the interval, and after half an hour's play in the second half, Hearts scored another 3 goals, Graham, Gracie and Speedy being the successful marksmen. Final score, Heart of Midlothian 6 goals, Hibernian 0. What a result, eh? It's no as good as our record of 10-2 against that mob, but I tell you what, it's no bad. We were off to a flyer at the start of that season. Next up was the Rangers at Ibrox.
Welcome to Ibrox Park, where the Rangers welcome the formidable Heart of Midlothian. Despite the miserable Glasgow weather and the absence of many football followers who've enlisted in the army, a splendid crowd of 30,000 is in attendance, the biggest of this season. The referee, Mr. Murray of Stenhousemuir, signals the start of the game. Immediately, the light blues press forward. A centre from Bennett, and the Rangers have scored. The shot for Reid, 1-0 to the home team. But the Hearts players protest. The referee consults with the linesman, who agrees with Mr. Murray. The goal will stand. Galvanised. Hearts attack. Wilson on the run, gathers in the ball beautifully. He dashes deep into the Rangers half and shoots on a tight angle. Lock blocks and recovers the ball, but Gracie falls up for the Hearts and funnels the ball and keeps it over the line. Now the Rangers players protest. The referee waves their objections away. 1-1 here at Ibrox. Both goals mired in controversy. This is an excellent game, but it's the Hearts who look stronger. They've found their feet despite this foul weather. Wilson collects the ball on the left. He's having a most useful game. He beats Kelso and fires it across. Gracie just fails to reach the ball, but Watty is there. 2-1 to the Tynecastle men. Watty stretched to the full and succeeded in scraping the ball past lock and goal. He may have hurt himself in so doing. The Rangers attack desperately. Time is running out, but the Hearts' defence stands up well. Scott has filled Mercer's position well today. A titanic performance. The final whistle sounds. The Heart of Midlothian have beat the Narrators 2-1. The terrific winning run continues. With the Celtic dropping a point at Hibernian, the question remains, who can stop the men in maroon this season?
How long is this craze of football to remain with us? How long are we to permit this miserable exhibition of spectacular bladderganism to sap the intellect of our young men? Let us legislate for conscription without delay and so put an end to this veritable curse. Letter to the press.
Now, there would be no conscription until 1916, but more and more men did volunteer. Many never got the chance to come home and see their teams again, but we'll get to that now. One.
Where are you off to? You coward. You should be ashamed of yourself playing a daft game when good men are out there risking their lives for us. For you.
Now, hold on a minute. I'm no a coward.
Aye, aye.
Here, listen, I'll prove it.
Aha.
Right, folks, I'm going to take you back a wee bit further. Come on, I'm going to take you somewhere very special. The home dressing room at Tynecastle Park. Not many people get to see and hear, but I think you should. It's very important. It's where our story properly begins. Mind you, I thought the boys would have been here by now, eh?
Ah, Briggs, good to see you've made it on time. We've got some introductions to make. And he's come, lads, and he's come. All right, take a seat, settle down, eh? All right, Alfie Briggs, allow me to introduce, Patrick Crossang.
Paddy to the press.
Pat to his mates.
Right back.
And the handsomest man in football.
The self-proclaimed handsomest man in football.
Quickest man in Scotland, over 100 yards, they say.
One of the best passers in the game.
Aye. Pat can maybe pass a ball, but he couldn't pass a mirror if he tried.
Whoa, this comedian is Harry Watty.
Midfield general.
Now, when Bobby Walker retired, Gorgie was in woe.
Then along came Harry.
In his debut against the Rangers, he ran the show.
Scored 2 goals.
Bobby Walker himself said, Gaffer found a good in.
I'm no Bobby Walker, but I'll take that.
And this is James Speedy.
Jimmy.
James, we already have another Jimmy.
Sorry, boss.
Another impressive league debut.
Scored twice against Airdrieonians.
We won 3-1.
That was his only first team appearance last year, though.
Standing in for Willie Wilson.
Signed on as an amateur.
Aye, he didn't like the idea of turning professional.
Aye, but I had my reasons. I have my principles.
Didn't listen, Jimmy.
Aye.
James, sorry. You stick in there, pal.
Duncan Curry.
Fullback.
Hairdresser by trade.
Aye, he's a handy boy to know. Because he keeps us looking good, eh, lads?
The gaffer actually tried to sign his older brother, Sam.
But he was nicked by Leicester.
My dad was raging.
So, Curry Sr. gave the gaffer first refusal on his next son.
Aye, well, I was a better prospect anyway.
Aye, Scotland will be knocking on your door soon, eh?
Introducing Jimmy Boyd.
His brother Archie's the goalkeeper.
Young boy hasn't broken into first team yet.
Aye, but he will. Hey, son.
Aye.
The gaffer said young Boyd put him in mind of Bobby Walker.
What? Another one? Christ.
High praise indeed.
Hey, Jimmy will get his chance. Trust me. I can see it.
Oh, this visionary is Anna Ness.
He hails all the way from deepest, darkest.
Fife.
Hey, Kirkcaldy.
Exotic.
Aye, originally a miner.
And then a soldier.
And then a heartsman, yes!
Hey.
He's a better soldier than he is a footballer, though, eh, boys?
Aye, aye.
The gaffer spied him playing for Bonnyrig Rose.
Aye, and he certainly bloomed since then, eh, boys?
I'll do the jokes, pal.
Ernest Ellis.
An Englishman.
Assassinac.
Born and bred in Norfolk.
Aye, and I'm meant to be the exotic one.
He's well travelled, right enough.
Norwich.
To Barnsley.
To Edinburgh and the Hearts.
Kept on moving in the right direction.
Aye. North.
Solid as the old Castle Rock.
Whoa, here he is.
Robert Mercer.
Bob.
Big Bob.
Captain.
One of the finest defenders in the game.
Defenders are meant to clear their lines.
No Bob.
He controls, dribbles, passes it out of danger. Reminds me of Bobby Walker.
There ain't nobody quite like him.
Burnley, Aston Villa, Manchester United, they've all tried to buy him.
Aye, and the gaffer said,
Get it!
All right, boys, all right. Gather round. And yes, come.
Little did we know then where this team was going. We'd finished third in the league the previous season with a club record of 54 points. Then, in the early June, we defeated a Danish international 11 2-1 on an overseas tour. We were flying. Then, a couple of weeks later, Gavrilo Princip assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo. This would start a chain of events that would have a massive impact, not just on Scottish football, but the whole world.
On the 28th of July, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia.
The next day, Russia, in support of Serbia, mobilised against Austria-Hungary.
2 days later, Germany, in support of Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia.
Germany went on to attack Luxembourg, then declared war on France.
When Belgium refused to let Germany cross its borders to invade France, Germany declared war on them too.
In support of Belgium, Britain declared war on Germany on the 4th of August.
And 11 days later, reigning champion Celtic came to Tynecastle Park on the opening day of the new season.
Briggs.
Sorry,
Come
Gaffer.
on. Right, you protect the area if Mercer pushes forwards. Now, my boys, do not fear what lies ahead out there. You look out for your mates. You're a team, a unit. You must protect each other. You must fight for each other. You know the plan? Follow that plan and you can win. You will win. Get stuck in, lads. Let's show everyone what we're made of. Let's show them that our hearts will beat everyone and everything on our path.
Bonus!
Yeah!
Lads, can I have your attention? I've got an announcement to make.
Ho-ho, East boys. Mr. Speedy's got an announcement for us.
What is it, James?
Are you going to sing us a wee song, James?
I'm thinking of volunteering.
For the war?
Of course, the bloody war. What else?
But you can't.
I can and I will.
No, I mean, you can't. You're not allowed to. You'll break the contract with the club.
But he's an amateur, remember?
Well, you still can't. It's too dangerous.
He's just a laddie, eh?
I'm old enough and I'm not scared.
Nobody said you were, pal.
Are you sure?
Yes. I have my principles. I just thought you should know.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes.
Speedy.
I didn't believe it.
He does have his principles, though, eh?
I've been thinking about it too.
Aye. Sure, you're not just saying that because we Speedy said it first.
Not now, Harry.
Aye. All right.
No. Well, I mean it. I know we can't because we're professionals, but well, look, it doesn't mean I haven't thought about it.
Anyone else?
I don't know, like.
I will if yous will.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, maybe somebody should speak to the gaffer then, eh? Tell him how we feel.
Alan, you used to be a soldier.
Aye, so?
Don't know, it just might have more clout if it comes from you.
All right.
Oh, am I interrupting? It's almost time for kick-off. We got a team of champions to beat. Speedy can't do it by himself.
All right, come on, boys, let's go.
Come on, boys!
Come on!
Governor, can I have a quick word?
No.
It's Speedy. He's thinking of volunteering for the war.
What? What do the rest of the lads think?
We want to do our bit too, boss. We're nae cowards.
I see. Well, you can't. It's a legal minefield.
What, is there anything you can do if you just...
Annan, our hands are tied. One.
Boss,
Oh, what now?
any chance of making the first team? Aye, you said I've been improving.
Your time will come. On you go.
But you said I was a visionary.
I get to...
Aye.
As you've already heard, we defeated reigning champions Celtic 2-0 that day. And we continued to win. We defeated Rangers, we saw off Hibs. But it was the press that were determined to stop us.
This is no time for football. The nation must occupy itself with a more serious business. The young men who play football and those who look on have better work to do. They are summoned to leave their sport and play their part in a greater game. That game is war. For life and death. London Evening News.
Aye. But we couldn't let all that affect us. We had the Falkirk game to think about.
Welcome back to Tynecastle Park for this vital league clash between the home team Heart of Midlothian and Falkirk. Wilson on the left shoots. It deflects up the Falkirk defender Riley past the Bairns keeper Stewart and into the net. The opening goal for Hearts. The crowd celebrate on the terraces. Spurred on, the Hearts attack again. A snapshot. This time Stewart saves well. The Hearts' aggression is proving too much for Falkirk today. At the end of all, the Hearts lead by that solitary goal. The Queen's own Cameron Highlanders are here today, appealing for volunteers to help the war effort. Second half's underway. Another fine tackle there for Scott. Once again, he is deputised ably for Mercer, the injured captain, who's unlikely to be seen again on the field this season. Scott collects the ball, plays it forward. It rebounds off forward via Gracie to Watty, who smashes the ball home. No chance for the Bairns keeper this time. Hearts celebrate their second goal, richly deserved. And that's the end of the match. Another win for the unbeaten Tynecastle men. A decided improvement on recent displays. And that's 19 wins out of 21 games for the Heart of Midlothian side. But for the Falkirk keeper, they might have scored more heavily. Victory maintains their position at the top of the table. The Celtic, the nearest rivals, accounted for third Lanark and remain 4 points in arrears.
Final score, Heart of Midlothian 2, Falkirk 0.
While Hearts continue to play football, enabled thus to pursue their peaceful play by the sacrifice of the lives of thousands of their countrymen, they might adopt, temporarily, a nom de plume, say, the White Feathers of Midlothian. Soldier's Daughter, Edinburgh Evening News.
The White Feathers of Midlothian.
Ah, Mr. McCartney, here you are. I was waiting for you in your office, but I became restless.
You were in my...
Your office, yes. I couldn't help but notice the framed quote above your desk. You must always cut your coat according to your cloth.
Yes, well, that was on the wall when I arrived here.
It's a bit safe, isn't it? It's a bit cautious. It's not an ambitious philosophy.
I thought so too.
But it was this that really caught my eye. The piece of paper attached to the frame. This is your handiwork, I believe, Mr. McCartney. You must always give the public what the public wants. That's incredible. Indicative of your team's exploits on the field, dare I say.
Oh, thank you. Mr.
McRae. George McRae.
Oh, I wasn't expecting such esteemed company, Sir George.
Not at all. It's I who should be honoured. I'm a big Hearts man. I get to the games when I can. And your team are playing some of the best football I have ever seen. But it's not the football that brings me here today, Mr. McCartney. You'll be aware of our nation's plight on the Western Front. The lack of manpower at our disposal.
The whole country is aware, Sir George.
Prospects are bleak, Mr. McCartney. And as such, I believe your team and its players have come under some scrutiny, dare I say.
Oh yes, that's the price they're paying for leading the league.
The newspapers are printing damning articles about them.
Not only that, they are receiving letters accusing them of cowardice. They're not cowards by a long chalk, Sir George.
The young lad, Speedy, he volunteered, did he not?
Aye. James. And Neil Morland and George Sinclair were recalled to their regiments. We're all proud of them. The rest of the boys are keen to volunteer, but the club is bound contractually to the players. Forcing them to enlist would be illegal. And if they volunteer, the players would be in breach of their contract. Our hands are tied.
And if those ties had been loosened?
I'm not sure I understand, Sir George.
I have been given permission to raise a new battalion here in Edinburgh. I intend to raise over 1,000 men in 7 days.
7 days? That's impossible.
Ah, nothing is impossible, Mr. McCartney.
What can we do?
Allow your boys to volunteer.
Apart from that,
Dare I say, Mr. McCartney?
like I said, Sir George, the contract situation makes it
And
impossible.
like I said before, Mr. McCartney, nothing is impossible. At this time, your boys' contracts, they should be to their country, not their club. Your team, your boys are the best in the land.
We have a league to win.
And we have a war to win.
And if my boys volunteer, the fans will follow. Oh, that's one hell of a recruiting tour.
You catch on fast, Mr. McCartney. Always give the public what the public wants. I'm proud of your boys, your team, what you've achieved this season. And as such, I have assurances from the War Office that should any of your men volunteer for my battalion, they'll get to serve together for the duration of the conflict. They'll get to fight alongside their pals. You have my word.
I assume the directors have made their feelings known?
Yes, they have.
And this is not a matter for me.
No. It is a matter for king and country.
I will speak with the players, inform them of their options. Then you can speak with them about your battalion.
Thank you, Mr. McCartney. You're a good man.
All right, lads. And you's come. And you's come. All right, take a seat. All right, settle down. There was a board meeting last night. It was decided unanimously that no obstacle be placed in the way of any player desiring to volunteer.
Aye.
Really?
Really?
What about our contracts?
You will continue to be paid in full if you play, and be paid half wages if you're unable to play due to military commitments.
And what if we end up going away?
If you return fit and well from the war, you will be re-engaged on your old terms. Can I ask any player desiring to volunteer to be upstanding? Thought as much?
Right, folks, we're off to the Usher Hall.
This is not a night for titles. I stand before you humbly as a fellow Scot. Nothing more, nothing less. You know I do not speak easily of crisis, but that is what confronts us. I have been given permission to raise a new battalion for active service. It is my intention that this unit will reflect accurately all the many classes of this famous capital. And it will be characterised by such a simple spirit of excellence. The rest of all Kitchener's army will be judged by our standards. Furthermore, with the agreement of the authorities, I have undertaken to lead this battalion in the field. I would not, I could not ask you to serve if I did not share the danger at your side. In a moment, I will leave from here and walk to the recruiting office on Castle Street, where I will set my name to the list of volunteers. Who will join me?
Who would bear a sword unsheathed while the guilty Kaiser breathed? Rise with vengeance, steeled and teethed, strike with George McRae. Who for Britain's realm would stand, fechting bravely, man to man, free man rise, and in the van, gang with George McRae.
There was a crowd of more than 4,000 people at the Usher Hall that night, and nearly every man in the room followed Sir George down Lothian Road to the recruiting office on Castle Street. Marcel and the boys were joined by lads from other teams too. Players from Hibs, Dunfermline, Falkirk, Raith Rovers, East Fife and many more joined the cause. And in turn, the supporters of these clubs also volunteered, inspired by their sporting heroes. It didn't take the battalion long to reach its target, and our military training began straight away.
Up at 6 a.m. Run 100 yards in the cold, dark, frosty mornings with a towel around your neck to a tap, around which about 30 lads are struggling to wash.
Dash back, make up mattress and blanket, then parade.
Breakfast, 9 a.m. Kipper and 2 ounces white bread plus coffee.
Aye, then there's the nocturnal expeditions.
I left, which march.
It seems that battalions on the front often have to travel considerable distances under cover of darkness.
We're therefore put in some practice.
Aye, it's a tiring business, but we have learned the art of sleeping on the march.
Aye, you simply shut your eyes and hope that the fella in front of you's got his wits about him.
After a pleasant hour or so, you awake to find yourself in some forlorn village chosen for its treacherous approaches.
Sure that the natives here must consider us mad.
You might be right, but we are also very fit and getting fitter by the day.
Last night, well on after 10, we took a breather outside Carlops.
It was very dark and there was a sharp frost, but we'd brought the lamps so that we could keep our hands warm and see at the same time.
Carlops is a 5-hour march outside of Edinburgh. We returned to our digs well on after 3 a.m.
Later that morning, after very little sleep, we were on the train to Glasgow to face Celtic.
The keenly anticipated return league contest between the Heart of Midlothian and the Celtic took place on Saturday at Glasgow, and the result was a draw. Consequently, the clubs remain as they were in the competition for the championship. Both have 11 matches still to play, and the Hearts have 4 points to the good, but they have a more difficult road to traverse than their rivals before the flag is safely won. The Hearts had rather less of the game than the Celts and did well to draw. The Celtic was strong in defence, but very weak near their opponent's goal. For the Hearts, the defence was also the better part of the team, the half-backs in particular, playing grandly. The forwards were poor, but when they got to goal, they were a more dangerous lot than the Celtic five. When the circumstances at the time are taken into consideration, it was remarkable that close to 52,000 people should have been present at the match, and from start to finish, their interest was sustained to the highest pitch.
Final score. Celtic 1, Heart of Midlothian 1.
We're turning out to play in our new boots.
Aye. Boots that are one size bigger than normal to accommodate the bloody blisters we've got on our feet.
Aye. Regardless, our military training does not desist.
Our trainer, Jimmy Duckworth, started coming with us on our marches.
Ducky said he wanted to be there to treat any injuries we might get.
He's 63.
Aye, but the cold didn't agree with him, and his lungs are playing up, so he's back in his bed.
Poor Ducky, eh?
Aye. We were marched out to Balerno in the freezing cold, returning at 10 p.m. Well, only to be up at 6 for more drills.
The boys are dropping like flies with the flu.
We got a second round of inoculations. Typhoid this time.
And 2 days later, the Rangers came to Tynecastle.
Aye, and the injections caused a bout of vomiting in the dressing rooms at half-time. Oh.
Crossan, Watty, Curry and Briggs only came out for the second half. Well, there's no one else to take their place.
24,000 spectators have convened at Tynecastle today with the league leaders welcome the Rangers. Reid for the Rangers looks lively, accepts a pass, he scores! The visiting fans cheer ecstatically. A slackness is evident in the Hearts defence today. Another blunder from Curry, and Cairns is in. Goal! 2-0 for the Rangers. The Hearts respond, attacking with pace. Oh, good work from Crossan. The Rangers defence are hard pressed. Quick tackles again in great style. He plays it to Reid, who scores again. 3-0. Disaster for the Hearts men. And Reid has the ball. He scored another. That's his hat-trick. He's made the points absolutely safe for his team. 4-0 to the Rangers. Oh, the Hearts must be broken. But here they gallantly attack again, and a penalty is awarded. Gracie steps up and scores! Consolation goal at least. Briggs plays the ball to low. An express drive from the Hearts. Oh, what a goal! There was a much more respect to all that. Straight from the restart, Hearts have taken possession. Wilson traps the ball expertly and hits a long and swerving shot. It's in. The goalkeeper was helpless. 3 goals in. And making 8 minutes. An incredible comeback. 4-3 to the Rangers. Oh, they look rattled. And the Hearts desperately attack once more. The final minute of the match. Willie Wilson has the ball. He hits the first try. Mark is beaten Olenza. Oh, it hits the post. The roars of goal are stifled as the ball rebounds and away to safety for the Rangers. And the referee whistles to signal the end of the match. A stirring finish to a notable game. Today is a significant day in the Scottish Football League, where the Heart of Midlothian have suffered their first defeat at Tynecastle this season. With the Celtic beating Dumbarton, the Parkhead team are now only 2 points behind their Edinburgh rivals.
Final score. Heart of Midlothian 3, Rangers 4.
No one wants to belittle the performance of the Rangers at Tynecastle, but it is undoubted fact that military training is having a certain effect upon the Heart of Midlothian players.
Aye, you're no kidding.
While the men have lost none of their footballing ability and have probably gained in stamina, they have certainly lost in speed. Military training, such as they're going for, certainly tends to bind and harden the muscles. And in the early stages of a game, the men are probably a yard or two slower than what they were in normal times, evening times.
The following week, we crossed the city to face Hibs. Despite beating them 6-0 earlier in the season, we were held to a 2-2 draw. We took the lead, but we were exhausted, and we couldn't hold on. Meanwhile, Celtic were beating Partick Thistle 2-0, and they were now only 1 point behind us.
Only the team's great fighting spirit saw them through the programme after Christmas. They played at times so tired and sore that they could hardly stand, yet they took Celtic to the final game of the season and left the Rangers floundering 11 points behind. They gave their best throughout, and that is all that anyone could ask. Edinburgh was proud of them.
Saturday saw an end to the struggle between the Heart of Midlothian and the Celtic for the Scottish League Championship. The former lost at Paisley, and the Celtic won at Cathkin and stand 3 points ahead with a match still to play. The Hearts have completed their programme.
The Parkhead team are to be congratulated on retaining possession of the flag, but much sympathy will go out to the Hearts, who put up a great fight and at one time seemed almost certain champions.
What effect military training may have on the former footballers is a matter for argument, but the fact still remains that it was only after the majority of Tynecastle players had enlisted that a deterioration of play set in.
Fully 7,000 spectators saw the Heart of Midlothian suffer defeat at Paisley in the last league engagement of the season. They attacked almost constantly, and Briggs and Watty both had good tries at goal, but the St Mirren defence was very sound.
Both goalkeepers were tested before Sowerby dropped in a great centre, which Clark, rushing in, swept into the net. The home team played with great confidence after this score, and though the Hearts rallied for a final effort, in the end St Mirren had won on their merits.
Hearts have laboured these past few weeks under a dreadful handicap, the like of which our friends in the West cannot imagine. There is only one football champion in Scotland, and its colours are maroon and khaki.
Right, folks, we're off to France. Let's go. We left the football fields of Tynecastle, Easter Road and Starks Park for the battlefields of France.
Well, most of us did.
James Speedy was away already.
He'd left for Lewes in July with the 7th Cameron Highlanders.
We, however, were headed to the frontline town of Armentières.
Oh, Mademoiselle from Armentières, parlez-vous? Mademoiselle from Armentières, parlez-vous? Mademoiselle from Armentières, she hasn't been kissed for 40 years. Hinky dinky, parlez-vous? Oh, we marched in on the 27th of January, 1916.
It was cold.
Bloody cold.
And it was the Kaiser's birthday.
Fritz had a celebration planned.
Whoa-ho, champagne.
Oh, a cake.
Dancing girls.
Fireworks, more like.
Aye, they lit up the sky with the heaviest shell I've ever seen in the area.
Happy bloody birthday, Bill.
Arse.
Oh, the noise was deafening.
Then all of a sudden, it stopped.
Aye, and the machine guns started.
At first, every ping of a bullet made you duck your head.
But you soon get used to it.
After it died down, we were hit with this heavy, peculiar, drowsy feeling.
Aye, like getting an uppercut for the Sandman.
Aye, it's normal after close range artillery fire.
Who'd have known gunfire could be a lullaby?
Jesus Christ!
What?
All the flying air from that shell spoiled our butter.
Well, it's a good thing it didn't spoil any of us, though, eh?
Aye, well, it nearly spoiled him, though, eh? Find him half buried in the mud.
Aha, you must be Jack Johnson.
Did you fly in on the Eep Express?
What?
It doesn't matter, son. You all right?
I think so.
I'm Sergeant Major Anna Ness. Welcome to the Somme. Here, what's your name?
Leonard. Private John Leonard. Oh, sir.
Hey, none of that son nonsense. We're all the same down here. Here, meet the rest of the lads. We've got... This is Pat Crossan.
All right, the handsomest soldier in the battalion.
The self-proclaimed handsomest soldier in the battalion.
The comedian here is Harry Watty. Resident storyteller, Alfie Briggs. Duncan Curry, the demon barber of Armentières.
Oh, and the Sassenach in the corner is Ernie Ellis.
But I know yous lot. Yous play for Hearts.
Oh, we are famous boys. Do you get to the games much?
Well, actually, I support Hibs.
Oh dear.
Oh, that just won't do, Johnny boy.
No, easy, lads, easy. It's all right. It's just a game. Easy.
We're only pulling your leg, Johnny boy. We're all on the same team in here, son.
Doesn't matter, pal. Where are you from?
Oh, Kirk Street, foot of the walk. I'm a wages clerk. Well, I was. Hi, what did you do before?
I played for the Hearts.
Oh, it's just, I didn't recognise you.
Way.
He played in the reserves.
But he's still a cracking player.
Oh, aye. A better soldier than a footballer, though. Esa.
Aye, aye. All right for you, Private.
I thought we were all the same in here.
Easy, Johnny boy. They're just saying Guten Morgen.
It's okay, pal.
I'm still not used to it, eh?
Do you know, it puts me in mind of the sound of rivets. It's what I did before I turned professional. I used to love the sound before, but I hate it now, eh?
Aye. Hi. What did you do before?
Oh, me? I was a surgeon.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, aye. Very good, eh?
Aye, it's the rats that I hate, Johnny.
Rats?
Aye. Big bastards.
You're more like cats than rats.
Oh, they crawl over you when you're trying to sleep.
Aye, good thing you're not trying to get any sleep then, eh?
I hate that cold feeling too. Rub an anti-frostbite on your feet.
The rain.
The mud.
Drying socks.
Oh,
Oh, aye.
Seems like we do more drying than fighting, eh, boys?
Does everything have to be a bloody joke to you? Is drying socks the worst of your worries?
Die, dee, 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 die, die, dee, 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 die, die, dee, 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 die, die, dee, dee, die.
Ernie's wife just had a daughter.
It was denied compassionate leave.
Couldn't he be spared, eh?
Well, that's awful.
Add it to the list.
I wish they'd let up. Oh, just for a moment, gives a wee break, eh?
Okay. You know what we should do? We should arrange another one of the truces like they did last Christmas. Instead of fighting, we should take the Fritz on at football. Winner takes all.
Aye. Well, we'd win this war in 90 minutes, eh, boys?
Aye. Well, that sounds better than fighting, eh?
Oi, keep your voices down. You'll get hauled up in front of the beaks.
Oh, don't it be daft.
I'm telling you, pal. See, after the last big Christmas truce, the powers that be decided that fraternisation with the enemy wasn't patriotic. In fact, there was this commander in the Scots Guards, right? He was court-martialed for arranging a ceasefire while both sides buried their dead at Easter time. Oh, he got away with it though, mind you.
Aye. How?
His wife's uncle's the Prime Minister, eh? It's who you ken, boys.
So they pin medals on you for killing the Germans and then court-martial you for being human. Doesn't make sense to me.
Sorry, lads. I shouldn't have done that. I was out of order. I've embarrassed myself.
Dinna be daft, Ernie.
No.
Sorry, Harry. Mates?
Ah, it's forgotten. Save it for the Bosch, though, eh? Oh, Christ.
Oh, again.
What's that?
Schubert.
The Fritzes play him on their gramophones, eh?
A lot.
Symphony number 8.
His unfinished symphony.
Christ, it's finished me off all right. It starts the shelling again.
Hey, heathen.
It's not that bad.
It is when you've heard it 100 times, Johnny boy.
All right, lads. As much as I love a musical debate, while the Bosch are on a tea break, let's see to that section that was destroyed by that Jack Johnson, eh?
Cannon, no.
Come on, shovels. I'll follow you there now. Gonna finish that letter off to the governor.
On, mate.
Well, remember my Melodian then?
Aye.
Should all the
Hi.
acquaintance be
What's your daughter's name?
forgot?
Catherine. But we call her Kitty.
Kitty. That's a bonny name. Don't worry. You'll get to see her soon enough. Go on.
Came to the conclusion that the following articles are the most desired. A melodeon for crossing.
Oh, cheers, Nessie boy.
A few mouth organs to keep Fritz happy. Socks always. No underwear, please. Chocolate, sweets, dried fruit. Toilet soap, candles, matches, cigarettes and tobacco. Old magazines, envelopes and writing paper. The authorities are desirous to mention to not pipe. Could you send us some, please? The list need not strictly be adhered to. Anything would be appreciated. And in this.
If I never see another bloody shovel as long as I live, I'll be too bloody soon.
All we ever seem to do is dig. That's been a fortnighty digging.
Ken, digging holes in bits of France.
Aye, to fill other holes in other bits of France.
Aye. Most of it's in my bloody boots.
The 24th of June, 1916. Just outside Contalmaison.
If the bloody Bosch would stop shelling their handiwork, we wouldn't need to dig so much.
Aye, it's no fair, eh?
Okay. Oh, as a ranking soldier here, going to go and tell them to stop?
Oh, aye. I'll just pop over no man's land and away and tell them.
Here, why do we keep firing on them?
We're at war with them. What else are we supposed to do? Blow kisses?
Aye, I ken that. I just mean they've got the high ground. We wind them up by firing on them. They fire back on us, but we end up worse off.
Aye, and we can't repair the damages properly without getting sniped at. Your trenches are a shambles, man.
Aye, what we need is a level playing field.
Like we had back home, eh?
Aye.
Johnny boy?
I want to go home, Arnie. I can't take the noise anymore. I want to go back to Kirk Street. I want my mum.
I know you do, pal, but we've got a job to do. And the sooner we get the chance to do it, the sooner we get to go home.
I just want to run.
That won't do you any good, pal. Look, I'm scared too. Really scared. But we'll be all right if we look out for each other. Besides, I think Kitty would like to meet her Uncle Johnny when we get back home. Together.
Lads, gather round. It's from the gaffer.
Oh, yeah, beauty.
Right. I hope this will suffice. If you require anything else, please not hesitate to ask. John McCartney!
Hey!
Let's see what he's got us. Right, we've got 240 pairs of socks, 141 pounds of black tobacco, 12 dozen pipes, 5,000 cigarettes, 200 boxes of matches, 25 harmonicas, and 2 fiddles. Aha! 100 boxes of Edinburgh Rock! You beat it! 400 bars of fries, milk, chocolate, 300 candles, 20 cases of toilet soap, 12 dozen writing pads, 3,000 envelopes. Drum roll, please! Here's the football boots! Get in there! 3 balls, 2 pubs, and oh! 1 melodeon for crossing!
Oh, legend!
And a tin of Jim McCartney's special tablet. Yeah, whoever needs the most.
Oh, cheers, lads.
Oh, KG4, anyone?
Oh, what's that?
King George the Fourth whiskey, distilled opposite Tynecastle.
Aye, so we taste at home. You can practically smell Gorgie.
Here, lads. Guess what? The Melodian's made in Germany. Shoot it! Shoot it!
Yeah.
Send it back. Huh?
He's a tune, handsome.
I'm on.
Boys, I didn't actually ken how you play any of these things.
What'd you ask for, then?
What are you talking about? Right, how about this tune then? Right? Hi, Billy boy, are you walking yet? You'll think the war's been won a bit, but your soldier men will be beat, you ken, when we meet with my craze in the morning.
Lads!
Hi, Billy.
Lads! It's James Speedy. He died at Lewes.
To James.
Nah. To Jimmy.
To Jimmy.
Jimmy.
He was just a laddie.
Oh, for Christ's sake, can you not get his peace for 1 minute?
Harry,
no!
Harry!
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 Oh,
Harry!
no, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the rats and the rain and the mud. I'm sick of Schubert. I'm sick of the shells and the guns and the shovels. I'm sick of seeing wee boys getting buried. I'm sick of the noise. We don't even get a moment's peace to pay our bloody respects.
I'm sick of it too, Private. I too wish it was over. I too wish we could go home. And we will. 0 day has been agreed.
0 day.
When we attack, when we go over the top, the date has been set for the 29th of June.
5 days.
5 days. There will be a continued and sustained artillery bombardment for the next 5 days to destroy the German trenches, their machine guns, and the network of barbed wire protecting them. This bombardment will begin imminently.
5 more days of noise, eh?
Once the wire and the guns are forward and we take the trenches, we go over the top at 0730. We will capture German defences up to and including the first reserve line by 0818.
Specific.
Then we will assault and take the intermediate position in front of the fortified village of Contalmaison by 0838. We'll carry on the attack to the east of the town. With any luck, boys, we'll be brewing up by the back of 10.
Sir, what if the barbed wire and machine guns aren't destroyed by 0730?
I sincerely hope they are, Sergeant Major. We go over the top at 0730 regardless. I suggest you have a look at page 12 of your paybooks. There you will find a short form of will. Copy it out, just in case. Private Leonard, report to your patrol, son.
Yes, sir.
Take care, Johnny boy.
Private Watty, what's this?
Whiskey, sir.
It's okay, son. There you go. Good luck, boys.
27th of June, 1916. In the event of my death, I give my whole property and effects to my mother, Mrs. Watty, 8 Livingston Place, Edinburgh. Signed, Henry Benzie Watty, private number 19112, 16th Royal Scots.
The boys aren't in the best of spirits. There's terrible artillery work going on and Fritz must be in a dreadful plight. I do not think it'll be long ere we get home for good.
28th of June. Air reconnaissance has shown that the system challenge isn't making adequate progress. And the rain came down once more. So relentless that attack has been postponed for 48 hours. Our bombardment is also been extended. 2 days extra noise.
29th of June, 1916. Father! The rest of the lads are busy writing their wills. I, however, am not. It's not necessary or needed. I'll be home soon enough. Your loving son, Duncan.
We can't sleep and the ground will not keep still. Don't be alarmed if you don't receive a letter from me. I will try and manage a field postcard now and then.
30th of June 1916. To my dear daughter Kitty, I leave my half-loop lady's ring and my gold chain. I would also like it if her mother was to give her the pick of the rings I gave her before we were married. My darling wife, I leave my gold wedding ring, if it is recovered from my body. Signed, Ernest Ellis. Private number 19009, 16th Royal Scots.
Lads,
Johnny.
last night I was part of a patrol that crawled out into no man's land to check the German wire, and we discovered just after midnight.
What happened?
Are you all right?
I'm all right, but 4 men were killed and another 2 were wounded.
What's the damage?
The wire's pretty much intact. Machine gun stay. I've got to report back. I see us after, eh?
Take care, Johnny boy.
Look after yourself, Johnny boy.
A week of constant shelling that's made no difference.
Right, lads. It's kick-off time. Check your gear. Come, pack up your footballs and scarves of maroon. Leave all your sweethearts in old Ricky tune. Fall in with the lads, for we're off and away.
The 1st of July 1916 remains the blackest day in British military history. The British suffered almost 60,000 casualties. Almost 20,000 men died that day. Harry Wattie, Duncan Curry, and Ernie Ellis were among them. Their bodies were never found. Of the 814 men from McRae's battalion that had advanced, only 178 returned.
It was pure hell crossing the ground that day. The bullets were like hailstones. It's awful seeing all your chums go under and not being able to do anything to help them.
2 weeks after the first day of the Somme from his trench in France, enlist wrote a letter to his former manager, John McCartney.
We had a match the other evening. Oh, Mr. McCartney. We do miss the boys. Talk about football. Brought tears to our eyes. But have a good heart, for we will soon be in Berlin. My very best to the directors and yourself.
When the war was over, 100 surviving members of McRae's Own were given complimentary season tickets. John McCartney wrote a tribute to his boys.
Voluntarily, these men went forth to fight for king and country. The gloomiest hour in our nation's history found them ready. As pioneers in the formation of a brilliant regiment, sportsmen the world over will remember them. Duty well and truly done, they are welcomed back to Tynecastle.
In 1933, John McCartney passed away as the world powers marched towards war once more.
On the 11th of November 1928, from the fireside of his home, Sir George McRae wrote, "In the flames I see the faces of my boys, so young and full of promise. The sorrow and pride are overwhelming. Sorrow at the loss and pride in the manner of their dying."
They never flinched. Faced by a veritable storm of shot and shell, they marched towards the guns, beside their friends.
In remembering them, we must acknowledge our debt and find some way to justify our own lives. So when we meet our comrades in that better place, we can say with a brave heart that we did not let them down.
5 weeks later, Sir George passed away. 150,000 people attended his funeral. Still the largest event of its kind in Scotland's history.
Enlist survived the war. He cancelled his contract with Hearts on his return to pursue a career as a dentist, later becoming a dental surgeon. He died of cancer in an Edinburgh nursing home in 1942.
Paddy Crossan also returned from the trenches. He remained a first-team regular at Tynecastle until 1925, when he opened his pub, the famous Paddy's Bar. He was the handsomest publican on Rose Street. He used to enjoy a good blether at the bar and would stand his various friends several drinks. He was a better footballer than a publican. He died of pulmonary tuberculosis in 1933 as a result of being gassed during the war. And me? I held on until 1950. I was forced to retire playing after what happened to me at the Somme. As well as the bullets in my back, one broke my right leg, another broke my left foot. One passed through my right arm, another one shattered my knee. The last one glanced me on the forehead, knocking me unconscious. I lay half dead in the mud for 2 days. German soldiers crawled over me, thinking I was already gone. But I refused to die, and home I came. And as long as I have a voice, I'll tell this story. The story of the bravest team and the finest group of lads that I've ever known. This is our story.